And we're on. We're live. Welcome back to
not.
the Candace and Mandy show. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. YouTube's going well so far. Thanks, guys. Thanks for your support. That's all for Candace.
I hate you so much right now.
I hate you so much. That was a really good song. Do you remember that song?
No.
What? Khalees? I hate you so much right now. Wait, was that Khalees?
I don't know. I'll go check.
Excuse me, we're going to need a fact checker. If you could just fact check that song. I think it was... What a wanker.
Check it.
I think it's called I Hate You So Much Right Now by... My head goes to Khalees.
Okay. Maybe I'll have to hear it.
It was very aggressive. And she goes, rah!
No.
It's right?
Correct.
Thank you, producer Becky. It's a great song.
Okay.
We should put
I'll
it
look
on
it
later.
up. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do
If
it.
you have never heard it, I will be very shocked.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It was like our time. Anyway,
Fabulous.
what's
How's
been
it going?
going on?
Not much.
Just a little week.
We went on a little midweek trip this week.
A little adventure.
And we've decided we have some ideas for airline companies
Yes.
for who gets to sit in the exit row seats.
Yes.
Because currently, if you pay a little bit more money and then just say that you could help in an emergency, you get those seats.
Which is bullshit.
Because we saw the oldest people in those
And
seats.
hey, it's okay if you're old and
fit.
strong,
Yeah.
but they were not.
No. If there was an emergency.
They were having trouble walking up the stairs.
Yeah. They should not be allowed to sit there. They should give the seats to us.
Correct.
So we have decided,
Yep. Let's go.
Jetstar, Virgin, Qantas, if you're listening, which I'm sure that you are.
They absolutely are.
There should be some kind of test that you get to do every 2 to 5 years.
Yeah.
Based on
I'd say
that,
annual, but that's just me.
Okay. Based on that test, you get a rank. And then when you're on a flight, the people that get the exit row seats are based on their ranking.
Yes.
And that's how it should be determined.
And I would go as far to say that they get a discount because of their health.
Right.
That's because they have maintained their health and fitness.
Because they've got to stay vigilant all flight,
Yes.
just in case of an
They're
emergency.
essentially working.
Yes.
They're working that flight. They could be.
Because there is no way that old lady was picking up that door and throwing it out the plane window.
I don't know about
needed.
you, but I listened to that safety brief because I knew that Dorothy could not do that.
She wasn't going to.
So we were behind the exit row.
Yeah.
And she wasn't going to be able to do shit. So we were going to have to, Dorothy, just step aside. We've got this.
And so then she got the good seat. We had to do all the work.
Yeah.
If there was an emergency.
Luckily for
There was
everyone,
not.
there was no emergency.
But that's what we think should happen.
Yeah. Fitness test. If there's no discount, that's okay. But you should be able to
You should get priority.
Yeah. Pay the same price. Get the good seat if you're well.
Get the
fit.
extra leg room for our giant quads.
Yes.
And then just be ready for all outcomes.
To use it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would have the capacity, but not the mental capacity. The physical.
We would have to travel together at all times.
The physical capacity would be ready to open that door, but I would probably pass out and shit my pants.
Yeah, I think so too.
If an emergency happened. So,
Yeah.
you
I
would
feel
be
like that's
fine.
where I would thrive the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you just told me what to do, I'd be all right.
Okay.
I
Well, that's
think
good to know.
so.
Mm.
Or I'd be passed out on the floor. But anyway. Yeah, that was a fun little trip.
That was a fun trip. And that leads to my question of the day today, which is also plane related. When you sit in the middle seat, which armrest do you get?
Both of them.
What
Yeah.
happens if you can't get to the armrest?
Could you not get to armrest?
Nope.
Oh, honey. I had two.
I know.
You could have told me.
You weren't in a good state to be spoken to about your armrest position.
I know you're having a panic attack, but could you just move your arm a little
I'm
bit?
uncomfortable.
Just move a little bit.
So the only way I could get onto the armrest is if I was holding your hand and supporting
Also,
you.
that's why you held my hand.
No.
That's why
That I was just like, oh, this is nice on the armrest.
That's why. She looked up from her video she was watching to see me panicking, and she was like, "Oh yes, now's my chance."
I just
Nice.
feel like there should be a rule, or
Well, I feel like both people can have some arm
okay,
on both sides. Like one person should be at the back,
Yeah.
and the other one can have a little bit more at the front.
yeah.
Or is that too together?
if you don't know the person, like on the other side, how do you just like determine who goes front, who goes back, and then you just stick to that?
I guess like I don't have the middle seat because I'm not a great flyer, and whoever I'm traveling with has to sit next to the stranger because I don't want to scare the stranger. Pretty much. All I was thinking about on that second flight was the people back there on the other rows. They could see me. I could see them just fucking staring at me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like after I settled down, they were just like eyeballing me.
Yeah.
I was like, just let me cry and panic in peace. Like, I'm fine.
Get back to your business.
Like, or like, see if I'm okay. Like, if you get a stare, like, check in on me. Yeah. So I don't travel in the middle often. But I feel what I would do is wherever they go, I would just go the opposite. And then if they move, well, it's mine now.
You're off.
You're off.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to know what the general consensus is.
So what do you think? That's what I think. Well, you just don't have one.
Yeah. Because I don't know.
Yeah. So you just chose none. You don't get an armrest. But also, I'd be comfortable here. Would you? Well, I don't know. Was I? Did I sit here like this at all? Or
no.
Just holding on for dear life the whole flight. That's probably where I was more.
Dear.
I'm a bit more like this, aren't I? And you're a bit more like that.
I just didn't have a cuddle pillow on my... maybe I need a pillow. That would be helpful.
Callie tried to pack me the travel pillow. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'd be pretty embarrassing if you took one of those on an hour and 20 flight.
Yeah. Having a little nap, are you? A little micro sleep.
I feel like it would be comfortable. Have you seen the aeroplane hammock things that you can buy?
No.
They like advertise it in my like Instagram feed all the time. You can, don't know why, not like a massive traveler or anything. You can buy like these things where it goes like across a couple of seats and you can like pin it and it's like basically a little cocoon for kids to sleep in or adults,
cute.
I think. But I was reading on the Jetstar rules because I like to follow rules, especially in stressful situations. And you're not allowed to take them on Jetstar. So I don't know if you're allowed them on other flights. But
like a safety issue or just...
I don't know. Maybe it just annoys people.
Yeah, fair. The seat's so fucking tiny. Wouldn't fit anything else in.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm the size I am, like lengthwise. Like it would be very difficult. Like there was two massive dudes, like really tall dudes behind us that was smushed together. Yeah.
They would have been touching the whole time.
Anyway, flying's hard and scary, but we got there.
We did great. We made it both ways.
We did. We're here. We're here to tell the tale. What are we talking about today?
We are going to talk about people who are new to CrossFit and what we want them to know. So
I love this topic.
Yeah, this time of year, from now until, I don't know, like February, March, we get a huge influx of newbies. And this is just like all the stuff that we wish we could tell them. We sometimes do tell them. They probably don't listen because at the start it's hard to take anything in.
Yeah.
So this is just something, I guess, for them to like refer back to.
Yeah. So we'll put in the notes like skip to 5 minutes in because we just talked about flying for the last 5 minutes. Yeah. So when you first start something like this, it's like you said, it's hard to take in information when you just want to, I don't know, I guess you're already thinking about the future, what you're coming into, what it's going to look like. And it's really hard to hear what someone is saying, especially if you're in a stressful situation. It's really hard to like take that on. So first things first, we want people to know that you are going to suck at CrossFit for a long time.
How long do you think they should expect to feel that way for?
I like to say that it's different depending on the person, depending on the background, all that sort of stuff, what they've done before, if they've ever done anything like this or not. Anywhere from 6 months to 2 years, you're relatively new to CrossFit.
Yeah, I say the same thing. And then I say for the first 3 months, you're going to have absolutely no idea what's going on.
And that's fine.
That's okay.
And we expect it.
Yes.
And it's when, as a coach in a class environment, like, so you've gone through your on-ramp process, you've had a trainer for a few sessions, and now you're in your first couple of group classes. And when you give them some feedback, a lot of the time they go, oh, sorry, it's because of this. It's like, just Just hear what we say, which is going to be one thing, hopefully. We're just giving you one thing to think about, and just worry about that one thing. Don't worry about anyone looking at you. No one gives a shit what you look like. No one cares how bad you are at the movement or anything like that. You're just going to suck at it, and it's expected.
Yeah.
And every single person in that class was in the same boat at some point.
Yep. It's just like you said, hard to think about that or hard to remember that when you're in it, because you just feel so shit.
So shit. Because like everyone, like it's like you're in dance class. Everyone knows the dance except for you.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. It's, everyone knows what's going on except for you. It's not a nice feeling, but if you can remove yourself in that moment, remove yourself from the fact that you're in a group, like all of those people, we always say this often, all of those people are just thinking about their own training. They're just worried about themselves. They're not worried about how you look. Or it might look funny. They might have a laugh inside their head. They're not going to make fun of you.
And they're not going to remember it after that, 5 seconds anyway. So it doesn't really matter.
But anywhere from, so first 3 months, you don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
We're going to be saying lots of words that you won't know. You won't know what it means. There will be acronyms written on the board, which we don't expect you to understand. We will say at the end of each brief, are there any questions? Don't ask. Don't ask. We'll
because you're going to have a million.
Yeah, and we're going to make sure we check in on you, especially those first few months. We're going to sort of head straight in your direction after the brief to make sure that you're okay, and when we start moving, and make sure that you're good.
Yeah. And I guess the other thing is, like, it's our job to coach you. If we don't say anything, you're probably doing exactly what you need to do in that moment. So don't freak out that we've forgotten you.
Yeah.
You're probably actually just doing it.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
And we say to everyone, and it's one of our gym rules, is to not coach each other. Like, we don't want anyone to tell someone else how to do something, because not every coaching cue is applicable to each individual. But what we do want you to do is look around. Like, that's the beauty of group training, especially in that general warm-up. If we say something but don't show you, because we're moving through things quite quickly, and you are looking at us like, what the hell do I do next? Just look to the person beside you. It's probably something very simple that you can just pick up and just keep moving.
Yeah. Yeah. The next point we had, showing up more often is going to help you out a lot.
I think people are really scared at the start to come too often because they're going to be really tired, really sore.
And you definitely will be, but the only way to get past that is, even though it sounds counterproductive, is actually to show up more often, more consistently for a longer period of time. And that, like, newbie soreness will kind of work itself out a little bit faster, I think.
What I try to say to people, especially in goal reviews, when they're moving from that like 3-class membership a week to the unlimited, is bring down your overall intensity per session. So if you're coming 3 times a week and you're giving what you perceive as 100 or 90% every single class, when you transition to the 4 or 5 sessions a week, you're going to need to pull it back to like 60-70% for a couple of weeks, and just see if you're going to 4 days a week, that's like a massive addition onto the 3 times, like percentage wise, that's a huge increase. So pull back the intensity and then come more consistently. So that's what every new person should be doing when they start, is don't go ham ever. Don't go ham.
Yeah.
Pull back the intensity, just try to like move the best you can, and show up, like you said, more often.
And I guess the other thing with that is CrossFit programming is designed around attendance 5 to 6 days per week. That's what the 100 Words of Fitness says. So coming more often means you're going to be exposed to things more often, which means hopefully you'll learn a little bit faster. I find people who train the 3 times a week might go for weeks without back squatting, or weeks without doing a wall ball, or whatever it is. So every time they do it, they're like, oh crap, what's this thing again? I can't remember. But if you just show up that little bit more often, you're more likely to touch on those things.
And like you said, it's written for the 5 to 6 times. It doesn't mean that every single session is going to have burpees and bike sprints either. So you might find that if you're coming 2 or 3 days a week, you're hitting a very, I guess, similar kind of workout. Whereas if you do that 5-6 times, you're going to get the heavy days, you're going to get the longer days, you're going to get the short days. So it's not the same thing every day. So that's why we can do it.
Yeah,
that many times
exactly.
a week.
But yeah, like you said, if you're skipping those days, whether that's on purpose or not, you're never going to get exposed to that full spectrum of fitness, I guess.
Exactly. Or not only that, if you're coming more, it means that you're going to meet more people.
Yes.
More people are going to expect you to be there, especially if you do that. Not saying that you should train at the same time every day, but most people would have a bit of a routine with how and when they train. But it's the little things, like if you come 4 or 5 days a week or even 6 days a week, and those same people are in that same session, they're going to see you and say, see you tomorrow. And whether it's conscious or subconscious, you're going to go, okay, I'm going to see them tomorrow. And then you're going to be more likely to show up because someone's expecting you to be at that same session.
Yeah, 100%. And that kind of leads into another point we had written down, involving yourself in the community. So when you're brand new to a place, I think for not everyone, for most people, the default is to like hide in the back corner and just like chill by yourself, which is fine. But I think most people seek out CrossFit because they're after that community, but you can't be part of it if you don't actually involve yourself in it. So showing up often means that you're going to meet the people in your class and you'll feel more welcome when you come in.
And it's really hard. Like, I would say one of the most difficult things for people when they first start is, like, this is a very established community. And I've heard people come, like people that go to other gyms or people that, people that you meet at competitions or whatever, they say things about the gyms, like, and I've heard it even here, they say it's very cliquey, or this class time is very cliquey. No, it's not. Clickiness is something that most of the time, I can say it for, here, most of the time, clickiness is not a thing. It's an established group of friendships that have been like that for a long time. They've suffered together at the same time of day for years. They're not excluding you, like, I don't know if you hear this as often as I do, but everyone says hello to everyone here. Like, people walk in and it's like everyone is saying hello. Everyone's like greeting each other, but people will always gravitate to the people they're most comfortable with, whether they know it or not. But what you can do as someone new is put yourself in a situation that makes you a little bit uncomfortable. You already came here. You did the hard thing. Don't just go to the back corner all the time. If someone says hello to you and like makes conversation, sparks it up, just follow that up. Like, talk to them more, because if you think a group or a gym or something is cliquey, you've probably not made yourself available to speak to. Yeah. You got to look up and say hello to. You can't just expect people to come to you.
Yeah, I think there's like, I don't know, very few bad people out there, and
especially in places like this.
Exactly, they kind of weed themselves out, I think. So just jump in and see what happens. And then like same thing, like attending events. Our CrossFit gym definitely, and I know most of them have stuff going on all the time, whether that's like social events or like fundraisers or whatever, get-togethers. Just go, even if you don't know anybody. The only way to meet someone is to get in there, and you won't be the only one.
And like no one's going to say no. If you walk up to someone, like a group of 2 or 3 girls talking at this gym, and you say, hey guys, I don't know anyone here. Do you mind if I hang with you before the class starts? No one would ever say no to that here. And if they did, I would probably fight them. Yeah. Physically.
Yeah.
Headbutt them.
Wouldn't happen.
It wouldn't, no. There's no chance it would happen. Like, don't be scared of rejection here. It's not going to happen. And like you said, getting yourself, we have heaps of things, whether it's fitness related or not. We do lots of different events here. So don't wait for a personal invitation. Like, get on the event page. We post it on Facebook. We, post it in the push press. Just RSVP, do something that you're a little bit uncomfortable doing, and there'll be people to meet and hang out with.
You never know. You might meet your best friend here.
Lots of people have.
Next tip for the newbies, recording stuff from the start. So by that we mean recording scores in workouts, recording scaling options that you've used.
Yeah. So in our members app, we have benchmarking. So when we talk about benchmarking, it's recording the things that we're going to do again. A lot of them have names, like they're either heroes, the girls, and then it's just exercises, so just movements. And we want you to record those things. If we say at the end of a class, record it, it's because we're going to do it again. And that's the beauty of what we do here at CrossFit. It's measurable, repeatable, observable data that we can do again in the future and forever. And you can measure your fitness across your age. And that's what we love about it.
Yeah.
And I love that, like, even I'm over 10, I'm like 12 years into this, and I did a benchmark workout 2 weeks ago, and I'm fitter than when I was. Like, I'm fitter now in my 30s, almost mid 30. We're so
I was
close.
about to jump in, but I'm glad you got there before me.
So close. We're 2 months away from my mid 30s.
I've already planned I'm going to write in a birthday card this year.
2 months away from my mid 30s.
1 month, babes. We're nearly there.
Oh yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Then in my mid 20s. So I'm fitter now with a child in my mid 30s than I am.
But you wouldn't have known that if you didn't record, because you didn't go into that being like, I'm going to fucking smash this today.
No, not at all.
So unless you had that data, there's no way that you would have known.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then the other things to write down is like you said, the scaling option. So if you change, when we say scale, it's like changing the way the workout is written, whether it's the weights, whether it's the movement, the height, the whatever it is. Like, you want to write down every single thing every little detail, because you want to make it measurable and then repeatable. You want to be able to repeat it that exact same way so you can see how your fitness changes across time.
Yeah, and you're not going to experience the newbie gains forever. So it's really cool in the first couple of years to see that progress, because it happens so quickly.
So quickly.
When you get 5, 10, 12 years in, those PBs are very few and far between. So like, soak it all up while you're brand new, because it's the most exciting time, I think.
And I would say most people don't like recording stuff from the start because it's on a leaderboard and because they feel shit about their score. So people don't want to write that down and then see it on a leaderboard. But it's not for anyone else. No one else cares about your time, your score, whatever it is. But if you record that, then you're going to have it for future use. So if you feel shit about your score, this goes for new or not. If you feel shit about it, it's even more reason to write it down, because next time you do it, you should have the goal to crush that.
Yeah.
Because you've worked harder. You've worked on those weaknesses or whatever it is.
100%. Do you encourage people to check workouts when they're new? Like to look at the app. We publish everything a week in advance now. Do you get people to check that, or just leave it when they're brand new?
I would say it depends on the person and their experience and their language around training. So if I do their intro session and they're like, oh, I hate burpees, I'll never come to a session with, I hate running, they're the sort of person you don't want to check the workout, because they would probably cherry pick the session and then not show up. Whereas if it's someone who's very new to group exercise, has no idea what's going on, it might be a good idea to have a look at the workout and then YouTube some of the movements, just so they have some idea around what the exercises are before they get here. Can be beneficial, can be overwhelming, but it definitely depends on the person. And I think they kind of figure it out for themselves.
Yeah.
Like, the people who shouldn't check don't figure it out. They just check and then don't come. But the people who are okay checking, you can see that they like it. It works for them, like, to do their research. They're the same people who go to restaurants and like check the menu before they get there. They like a bit of research.
Kidding. I definitely do that.
I was just about to say, okay.
Oh God. Next tip: be worried about technique.
Oh, say it again.
And effort more than anything else.
Say it, but a little bit more slowly. More sexy.
Technique.
Oh,
Effort.
that was hot. Becky liked it too.
She's blushing, I think.
So we want you to not worry about, like I said earlier, how fast, how high, how heavy. Like, always doesn't matter, but especially when you start, like, we don't care. All we care about is you worrying about how well you're moving.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's it.
That's all you need to say.
We just want you, that's it. Just worry about that. And if we give you that, like, a cue on that, like, if we say to you, you're doing an air squat, so a body weight squat, and the class coach walks up to you, just you, and they say, on your next rep, I want you to put more weight in your heels. That should be the only thing that you listen to and the only thing you focus on for the next however many reps until you feel that there is a little bit more weight in your heels. And then in like 2 or 3 weeks, we might go, okay, now we want you to push your knees out a little bit further. And then your heels down and your knees are out. And then it's just a slow build on. We do not expect you to be great, and it is going to take a long time for those things to hit.
Very long time.
Yes.
Don't worry about all the stuff. You do not need to spend $300 on shoes.
But I like to have all the gear
and grips and
no idea.
It doesn't matter. When you're brand new, you don't need any of it.
Anything.
Like, as long as
comfy
you've got
trainers.
like shoes, doesn't matter what kind, and some kind of clothes. Like, don't show up naked.
The only thing I would say to that is not runners. Please be trainers.
Yeah. That's it. That's all you need. You don't need to go out and buy a bunch of things, because likely you're going to buy stuff that we don't recommend anyway, and you're going to have to rebuy it again, and it's not going to make a difference at the start. We have enough stuff here for you to try until we figure out kind of what you need and what you want. So don't feel like you need to go and spend a lot of money on things, because firstly, no one cares what you look like here. That's one of my favorite things about CrossFit is you could wear a ball gown and probably no one would say anything. And brands also don't matter. Yeah. Like, just show up in whatever you've got.
Just whatever you're comfortable training in is the most important thing. All we want you to do is wear something comfortable, bring a water bottle.
Yeah, that's it.
That's pretty much it. You will, once you start CrossFit, you will have targeted ads on Instagram
endlessly
and Facebook. And
do not buy anything.
It will be anything from supplementary programs on how to get your first pull up through to buy these knee sleeves because they will help you add 30% to your back squat. And neither thing you need. None. You don't need any of it. All you need to do is come to us and train
and listen.
Listen to what we say and do the training, and you will continue getting better. There are no shortcuts. You do not need extra stuff, extra programming. You don't need anything extra.
Yeah.
Other than the training.
Yeah.
Just do the training.
Particularly if you're doing that 5 to 6 days per week, that is all you need.
Yeah.
That's all you'll probably ever need.
Yeah.
Which is why it's so great.
Yeah. We will tell you things along the way. Like, once you start, I would say the thing that people get first and the thing that we do recommend, depending on where they're at, when they first start, would be grips. And that's mainly because your hands will absolutely tear apart without them.
Yeah.
Once you're on the rig doing a lot of stuff. But initially, we want you to feel what it feels like without them anyway. We want you to know what the bar feels like. And we want you to get some grip strength without the grips.
Yeah. And then let us help you decide which pair is right for you, because there's 1,000,000,001 different types you can buy. Exactly. So don't feel like you need to get all of that straight away, because you definitely do not.
I would say that's something that I've noticed has changed over the years, which I've said to you before. Since the inception of Facebook ads, Instagram ads, people ask their coaches, well, me, less often, like, advice on those things. I remember when I first started CrossFit, any question I had about anything to do with training, I would just ask Jo.
Yeah.
Everything. I would message her, just be like, hey, what do you think about this? And she would say yes, no, whatever. Whereas now people just are buying like recklessly, purchasing recklessly.
Off the gram.
Because there's experts, I'm saying in quotation marks, that are advertising those things. And anyone that can speak confidently is a fucking expert. It's ridiculous. But yeah, likely they have a motive, and a lot of the time it's genuine. I'm not saying it's not, but their goal is to make money off you. So of course they're going to come across confident and like you need this thing. But just remember, if it's a paid ad, then it's marketing. You don't necessarily need it.
They sucked you in.
That was a bit of a rant.
That's okay. The last thing I had on my list, those people in the gym that you look up to. So there's ones you look around, you're like, oh my God, she's amazing. Like, how did she get so good? I'm never going to be that. You don't know their story, but you're going to be that for someone else one day, as long as you stick to it.
Yep. And fuck, you already could be. If you're 3 months in and someone's just started, you might already be that person. Like, And yeah, we're not saying that so you walk around like you're like, this is who I am now. It's so you know that it's an ongoing journey that's gonna change. Like, you're not going to be the new one forever. You're not going to be the, you know, least confident, like whatever it is. You're not going to be hiding in that back corner forever. Yeah. One day it's going to be you doing pull-ups and muscle-ups and crushing it.
Very cool.
And that's the beauty of this type of training is it's not just like there's the coaches, but then there's the members that have been here for a long time that also help the members that have just joined and the members that have been here for less time. And it's not with their words, it's with how they act and what they do. And they cheer for each other and they high five each other and they encourage each other. It's that sort of stuff that like the coaches would do less like cheering, and that's more up to the members that have been here for a long time to help out with that stuff, I would say. It's just like a little village where everyone puts in. Cool. Yeah. And I would say most good CrossFits run that way.
Definitely. That's all I had on my list for new people. Is there anything else that you would like to add?
I tried to think so hard because I feel like I've wanted to do this episode for a long time. And they're all in my head. And here we are without none of them. I think you wrote them all down. I don't think I have anything else.
Fingers crossed.
Hopefully. Otherwise, I'll add notes to this episode.
We'll just do a point part 2. And I guess, the thing, the biggest thing we see in the gym is that first 3 months is crucial for a new member. So that's the biggest drop off we see. And I think it happens for a number of reasons that are all kind of addressed in that podcast. It's because people feel like they don't know what they're doing. That's okay. That's really normal. It's because people aren't showing up often enough. So they're not getting exposed to everything. They're not becoming part of that community and they don't feel like they're getting enough from it. So we're doing all of the things in here every day, but it's up to you to show up often enough to get out of it what you need.
And yeah, on that, it's not going to happen overnight, which we kind of have already said, but like you're new for a really long time. So in those first 3 months, do not expect things to fall into place. Like you have to work so much harder at the start to just understand, and you have to be like fully engaged and know what's going on. It's difficult to do, but like it will get better. That's like, it does get better. It gets easier to understand. It gets fun. Like at the start, it's just not fun being new. No one's having a good time.
Especially as an adult, like doing new things and learning new skills and meeting new friends as an adult is so uncomfortable.
Yeah. And it's not like you don't look forward to coming, but I promise you stick it out. You will 100% look forward to coming here one day.
Yeah. And if you let it, it will change your life.
Yeah. Oh, that was a good finish.
Good finish.
Let's leave it there. She didn't cut us. Bright spot.
Yes. I feel like I have too many this week. Can I say lots?
Get it.
Oh, cool. Yes. Our little trip was so fun. Yeah, we don't get to hang out often, like outside of work for non-work things. And we got like a whole 24 hours of just together. Yeah. It was very fun.
It was very nice. What else you got?
Thanks.
No, thank you.
I got to ride the horse again yesterday for the first time since I did my knees. It's been like 6 weeks. That was so fun.
Yeah.
And I had another one, but it's gone from my brain. Can't remember. No, that's it.
I'll go next, and then if you can remember,
okay,
you can remember yours. I got a procedure done that I've wanted done for a very long time. Ever since I was a kid, I've wanted it done. So I got I don't even know what it's called.
Producers on it. I'm racing you.
I have hated the way my ears sit on my head since I was a tiny child, and therefore have never really shown them off. So, what's it called?
Yes, otoplasty.
Otoplasty. So yeah, I got my ears non-surgically pinned. There's a little bug flying around, which was real.
I was just looking at pictures then.
Looking at pictures
before and afters.
What do you mean? You can see mine whenever you want. So that's really cool. And the second one is that you were there with me. It was very nice. Felt very, very like in safe hands.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, not from the doctor, but from you. No, the doctor was great.
Very good.
Did you think you get that one?
No, I didn't. Shit. It's gone. It's gone. Oh yes, from my podcast last week. So many people
yes.
reached out, which I this bug is annoying me. Did you get it?
Nah.
Oh, I think you got him.
Got
Good
him.
job.
Sorry, little bug.
Yeah, so many people reached out, which I really was not expecting. So that was really cool.
Yeah. I think, it's cool. Like, one of the many reasons that I thought it was going to be a good idea is to show vulnerabilities, to show strength. And I also think it's a really good way of connecting. And I think that sort of topic is not talked about enough.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it would have helped a lot of people feel safer with you, and you feel safer with them as well.
Yeah. But yeah, so thanks for everyone who messaged. It was lovely.
It's very good. Well, thanks. And
I'll see you later.
see you in a week, I guess. And producer, whenever you're ready to cut
Just
us.
cut that. Yep.
There's a stop button.